What is going on, everybody? It's Nothing But Skills, and in today's video we are going to be talking about exotics and why exotics are underperforming, feel underwhelming, and what's going on with them. Because a lot of times what we use exotics for are just collector's items, right? We can all agree that probably 90% of the exotics you have right now are collector's item, unless you're using something like the Nemesis, which is still one of the best sniper rifles in the game, or maybe if you're PvP and you like the Pestilence, it's another great one. But overall, when you look at the exotics as a whole, there just aren't many of them that we're continuing to use over and over and over. And it's a question, like, why do they feel so underpowered, and why are they underwhelming, and how come these exotics don't feel powerful? And you know, I always felt that exotics should feel powerful. Like, yes, they shouldn't be to a point where they destroy the meta and they're the one thing that you're going to use, but they should be something that makes them unique. You know, they're an exotic, they're higher than a high end. But for me, all the exotics right now are pretty situational, except maybe 1, 2, or 3 of them. But after that, there is not a reason why you would run this over a named weapon or over just a high-end weapon with some really good talents. So just like the Eagle Bear, if you guys remember when the Eagle Bear first came out, it had some really good talents. It had really good talents, and then it had really good damage. So it was like so powerful that it was, if you got it, you wanted to run with it because it was that good. But they did tone it down, so now running the Eagle Bear isn't that much better than running a really good named AR or running a high-end AR. The damage is about the same. And then of course, if you look at the talent got nerfed really bad. This talent's more defensively, because tenacity, 40 to 80% of damage taken is delayed until that buff expires. All of the total delayed damage is reduced for each enemy you killed while the buff is active. So it's more a defensive survivability talent. No offensive stats in here really, except accuracy, where they could have maybe added something with a little bit more damage for if you get a headshot kill, right? You get more damage. Kind of like what we used to have with this weapon. We look at the Chameleon, right? We go to the Chameleon, a really good AR, but the damage is really low. It has a nice RPM and the mag size is low. So it's already at a disadvantage to the Eagle. We look at the Eagle Bear, 60 round mag, the Chameleon, 50 round mag. We look at the RPM, 900, and then the damage on it's really low. There's some SMGs that have more damage than this. We go to the talent, and the talent, right? The talent, Adaptive Instincts, hitting 30 headshots grants 20% crit chance, 50% crit damage for 45 seconds. In reality, this is actually pretty good, but hitting those 30 headshots to get that 20% crit chance, that means that you only have really 20 bullets, and then you have to reload, and then you can use the rest if you get those headshots. But honestly, if you're on console, I feel like hitting those 30 headshots is a lot harder than on PC, and that's why a lot of people don't use it, and the damage on it's really low. If you look at the body shots, hitting 60 body shots grants that 80% weapon damage. But that's more than a whole clip. So you have to hit the shots, then hit reload. So it already ruins it right there. Like, they should minimize the amount of body shots on there. If they're gonna keep this amount of damage, lower the body shots that you have to hit to get the weapon damage. Lower the amount of headshots you have to get the crit chance, crit damage. Make it more powerful. Even this hitting 30 leg shot grants 150% reload speed. I mean, I guess that's cool, but in reality, it's still underwhelming. It's not like the damage needs to be buffed a little bit, and then the talent needs to be reworked. We're gonna take a look at another chatterbox. This one is one that most people also used to always just use for the holster talent, and the holster talent is no longer there. Its RPM is at 700, 60 round mag. If you look at the talent, when you reload, rate of fire is increased by 20% for each enemy within 15 meters for the duration of that magazine, which at 60, I mean, it's just doesn't really seem like a powerful weapon to use. Not a lot of people use it. Kills refill 50% of your magazine. Definitely should be reworked a little bit. Another really underperforming. The Bullet King is one of the newer LMGs, and a lot of people really like this. The total damage on it, it's a little bit less than what you can get on like the MG5. But the crazy thing about this is you don't have to reload. This weapon never needs to be reloaded. For every 100 bullets that hit an enemy, replenish some ammo to you and your allies' reserve. So this one is actually really good. I really like this one. To make this one feel a little like powerful, I will feel like maybe bump up the damage a little bit on it, just so it's a little bit stronger. And then, I mean, that's about it. I don't know how you can really change it. Bullet King's not a bad LMG to use, but if you use it, I prefer the MG5 because it's so much easier to control. So maybe if they change how the spread of the bullets are, like when you're firing, how big your crosshairs get, if they can change that, maybe that'll make it feel. The Pestilence is one of those weapons that is to this day still pretty good, and a lot of people really enjoy it. The talent Plague of the Outcast is really good. In PvP, a lot of people really like running this, so I wouldn't really see them adjusting this one too much. The Pestilence does not have it does feel, it's one of those ones that does feel really good. The Sweet Dreams, a shotgun talent, like I have a problem with this because like it needs more than just a Sandman. Like, yes, it's cool that you can melee attacks kill instantly non-elite enemies and the cooldown is 15 seconds, but honestly, I don't really see that. So I think they need to add something else to this to make people want to use this more, because shotguns are underperforming. Most people don't run shotguns. Even if you run some type of shotgun build with this one, I feel like it needs something else besides just a Sandman talent for people to truly want to run this weapon more and more. The Nemesis, the one of the exceptions, just like the Bullet King and the Pestilence, both of those are pretty good. The Nemesis actually is still really good. It was good before Title Update 9. It's still good now. I don't have any issues. Still hits really hard, and I actually like it a little bit better now than before. But yeah, so the Nemesis is still a really strong one of those weapons that it does feel powerful, and it does. If I'm gonna run a sniper rifle and I run the Nemesis, I know I'm gonna hit really hard. So yeah, the Diamondback. This is another one that has really good like intentions. But if we look at it, if we really look at it, we take a look at it, the magazine is only 5. I think to really make this one, for this one to really excel, we have to raise that mag size to maybe like 10. I would like to see 10 to 12 bullets on this, and that would actually get more people using it. But it's definitely a really hard weapon to use on console versus on PC. But even then, the amount of mags with 5, only having 5 bullets, it's tough. And I think maybe if they put a talent where if you miss your shot, you automatically keep that bullet. I don't know how they could rework it, or just add at least 5 to 10. But the talents are actually really good, but because of the mag size, it's really underperforming. A lot of people don't like using it. We're gonna head over to pistols now. The Liberty is one of those that a lot of people like running, and I actually like this one. This is another one that's actually good. So this one can go into the category of, yes, it makes you feel strong. Gain a stack on each hit up to 30. Headshot consumes the stacks and repairs your shield by 3% per stack. Now I would like to not only have that, but maybe have like some type of damage modifier. So not only does the stack consume when it repairs, but it gives you a little boost in damage for maybe like 5 to 10 seconds. That would be kind of cool. For your people who are running shield builds where you don't have a lot of damage, this could actually improve that build, right? But Liberty is still one of the better exotics. We're gonna go into the chest piece. The chest piece exotic, I think this one's good. This is one that I feel that people run when you run in a group. People like to run this in a group, and there's not really much I think needs to be really changed with this one. I feel like this is one of the ones that in group setting, it works perfectly. It's like giving your whole team unbreakable. But if we go to the Coyote Mask, I feel like this one, if you're not running in a group, it's really not that beneficial if you're running some type of crit chance, crit damage build already. I feel like they need to change out. So maybe if they're gonna do at 0 to 25 meters, 25% critical hit damage, they should still add some type of critical hit chance on there. And the same with 25 meters, and up, because a lot of people run max crit chance or high crit chance builds. So once you get above 25 meters, where sometimes a lot of your fights with rifle builds, with sniper, whatever type of build you're running, you're not going to gain anything there. And even the 15 and 25 meters, a lot of times you're already maxed out crit chance, so you might gain on the crit damage. So maybe these numbers should be tweaked a little bit when solo play. So they should be like a solo play version, maybe like a group play. I don't know how they can make this, but this definitely, it's a good mask, but it could feel so much better with some small tweaks. Let's go into the holster. We already know this one is getting nerfed, so we'll see what happens to this one. I'm not going to really go over it too much. I know in PvP a lot of people hate it, so I know they are making some tweaks to this, so we'll see how it looks. We're not really going to go into this one right now. This is not a bad holster. Pretty good. Here we go to Ninja Bike Messenger Bag. This one right here, performing a cover to cover or vaulting reloads your drawn weapons. Yes, that's cool, but man, you need to add something else to that. Not only does it need to reload, but if you do a vaulting cover, maybe it gives you some extra damage. Maybe if you hit a cover to cover, it gives you some extra damage. But overall, this there's no reason to really run this at all. Like this talent is so underwhelming right here. Yeah, it's cool, but you need to add something else to it. If you want to do cover to cover and you want to keep the vaulting that reloads but also gives you extra damage by 10 to 15%, give you something, because there's knee pads that give you extra damage. There's just so much extra, so many better knee pads that you can run here instead of running these, that a lot of people don't even run these. So it's another collector's item. We just put it in our stash and we hold on to it. The Sawyer knee pads, oh my gosh, I really want these to be amazing, but the problem with these is this talent right here cannot be staggered by explosions. Amazing, right? Increase total weapon damage by 3% each second you are not moving, stacks up to 10, right? Are lost. So you can have up to 30% extra damage on your knee pads, but it says when you're not moving. So if you ever notice when you're using these and you slightly move a little tiny bit, like say if you just like on the wall, but you barely move, but you flinch your joystick or your mouse, it goes away. And that's what sucks about this. What they need to do is, as long as you stay in cover, stacks, that's when leaving cover is when you lose your stacks. I think that right there would make these so much more viable, especially for sniper builds who are going to stay in cover, but we need to move sometimes because explosions come. You know, they throw those nades at us. This needs to be tweaked a little for people to really want to use this. Great idea. I really would like to use this, but they need to make it, at least as long as you stay in cover, you shouldn't lose your stacks. Once you leave cover, that's what I would do there. We go into the gloves. I don't have the BTSU gloves on there. I really have nothing negative to say about them. The Coastal Go bag is actually another really good bag on here that a lot of people use. I would like to see something with to give you a little bit better chance to overcharge more frequently, but I know they want to keep it where they want to keep a balance, right, with this one. But overall, this is another really good bag. A lot of people like running this on their but since we are losing a backpack talent from, say, if we were running Hardwire or something like that, I really think that they should buff it just a little bit. Maybe the skill tier grants overcharge if you're already at level 6. Maybe reduce the cooldown a little bit so you can get the skill tiers, you can get the overcharge a little bit more often. But overall, it's not a bad backpack, but yeah, it could be improved slightly to make this one better. But overall, if we look at these, if we look at all the exotics, right, we look at the exotics on my wall and we just like talk about them. We also have, there's a couple I didn't talk about. I didn't talk about the Merciless. A lot of people don't use it anymore, right? We don't use the Merciless at all. We have the Bighorn that a lot of people don't really use. And we have the new exotics coming that, yeah, some of them are pretty cool, but also some of them are really situational. And I think that's the key theme with this whole exotic video that I want to talk to you guys about, is exotics are situational. And I really would like the devs to work on making them feel powerful again and make players want to use them. Because overall, when we look at all the exotics that we have, right, when we look at all these exotics and we go through them, a lot of them are really situational, and it would be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool to see these come back, see players actually use these, and see players grinding for these exotics, because you know it's worth having. It's not just something that we put on a wall and it's a collector's item. Let me know what you guys think about this. What exotic would you like to see changed, buffed, worked on? And let me know in the comment section. I will see you guys in the next Division 2 video. But until then, Nothing But Skills is out.